Well, hey guys, how's it going? Figured I'd do another one of these walking videos. And it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I just got done cutting a tree branch down with that huge tree right there. There's a bunch of branches that are hanging way down, so I used the pole saw to get one of them down, but it's a lot of work and my arms were getting tired, so figured I'd take a break, walk out here, do a little update out there. This is September 30th, and it seems like September has lasted a long time this year. It just feels like September has been going on and on, which is a good thing, because usually it feels like time's going by too fast. So it's nice to kind of slow things down a little bit. Oh, looks like they got all the scarecrows in the field now. Cool. I was wondering when they were going to do that. So let's take a walk out this way this time. We're not going to go down the trail. We're going to go this way and then down the trail, just because I feel like it. This was actually added later. The trail, it used to come out up here. I'll show you. I think they added this around 2010 or so, maybe 2011 or 2012, something like that. But it used to come out up here. Boy, squirrels or deer have really eaten this corn up, because it's like private back here. There's nothing going on. I love this time of year though. It's nice and cool. The days are shorter, I like it when the sun is lower on the horizon. I don't like it when the sun's like directly overhead beating down on you all day. So it's nice to have some shade, and the sun not being as intense. So here's the other way to go in. This tree had just come down. Looks like they cut that up. And this tree came down like back in July or something, really recently. So at least somebody cut it all up finally. They have another trailer right there. You can store more stuff in it. Yeah, boy, I'm glad I didn't camp right here, because who knows when that tree would have come down. Because I have tried to camp out in this woods before. Like one time last year, I think I was right in there, somewhere in those trees there, and I set up a camping hammock, and I was trying to sleep in that, but I couldn't sleep, so I gave up about 2 a.m. Came back home. I said, screw it. It's nice out here today. I don't think anybody's out here right now. Yeah, I don't think anybody's out here. I don't want to be like walking through here talking to myself and then have somebody like, hey, what's that guy talking to himself for? Little graveyard right here. Yeah, see, they got all the dummies and scarecrows out of there. So I cleaned this up last Saturday. All nice and clean in there. So I sort of had a subject in mind to talk about this time around. I usually don't talk about politics, like, ever. And maybe this isn't really politics, but I wanted to talk about electric cars. They just announced, like Governor Hochul announced, that by 2035 all new cars have to be electric. I mean, yeah, it sounds good on paper, but up here where we live, there's a lot of reasons why it's not going to work the way they want it to. First of all, In the wintertime, it gets cold up here. We get a lot of snow, and that reduces your battery life and your range. Plus, you're going to be running electric heat, which runs the battery down even more. It's kind of stupid to have an all electric car in this area, especially if you live out in the middle of nowhere. And oh, look at this. What was that? I just thought I heard something crack. Oh, they got corn stalks here this year. It's cool. Yeah, like I was saying, the range isn't going to be enough. They're talking about putting like all these charging stations everywhere. This is new. And it's going to like be this big $1 million thing. But the other thing is, who can afford an electric car? I mean, unless you want to go into debt for like 30 years or go completely broke. I mean, these electric cars, they cost like $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. And the electric trucks are even more. I heard that some guy bought a brand new truck with $90,000. That's the other thing. By 2035, new car is going to be costing, you mark my words on this, by 2035, a new car will cost $250,000. I'd put like money on that. $90,000 today. $250,000 is like $250,000, something like that. I'm no good at math. But yeah, give it about, let's see, it's 2022, 2032, that's 13 years from now. Yeah, I could see it. Cars costing $200,000, and nobody's going to be able to afford that. Might be making more money by then, but I can't afford a new car. I can't afford car payments. You know, it's like $600, $700 a month, you know. I mean, I make enough I could probably swing that, but I really don't want to. My car is a 2004, and I've replaced a lot of stuff on it, but it's in good shape. It gets me where I need to go. So I really don't need a brand new car. It'd be nice to have like a small gas or electric powered car just to get to and from work, because my commute is really short. So it's not like I need to drive an hour to get to work. So in my case, an electric car for just to get to work might be actually a pretty good idea, but I wouldn't trust it to go like across the state or something like that, because you hear about people, they say the range is like, say it's like 100 miles, they might only get like 80 miles out of that 100 miles, and then they have to stop for like 3 hours and charge it, which is pretty stupid. I mean, I do get that we have to save the environment and stuff because global warming, which I do believe we are somewhat responsible for it with the carbon emissions. But I mean, all the cars in the world are like a big volcano erupting, which has happened for millions of years. So I mean, there's evidence that we've caused global warming, but we really don't know. I really don't know. But you can look around, you see the weather has been changing. But I think we're going to get a cooler winter this year. We're due for a colder winter this year. Like, because the past few winters have been really mild. Not a lot of snow. It's been like warm. Temperature has been like a roller coaster. Like, you have this thing called the polar vortex, and usually it's right around the poles, like in a nice circle. But the climate change, what it causes is these dips in it. So you get like a dip like this, and then when you get a dip, the polar air comes down into the northeast, and we get those cold snaps. And I have read that that is caused from climate change. So you take that as it is. I don't know. I'm not a climate scientist, but that's just what I've researched into a little bit. I know there's people out there that don't believe in the global warming and all. I don't know. You know, either way, you can argue back and forth and never get anywhere. So I guess I'll close out on that subject. There was something else I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what that was now. Well, here we are at the park anyway. Oh, I was going to talk about how, like, you know, I prefer being behind the camera. Oh, what was that? I don't know if the camera caught it. Something just like flew through the woods over there, behind the trees. What was that? I don't know. That was weird. Hopefully they got caught on camera. Well, as I was saying, I've been making videos since like the early 90s, since like 93 when I forgot my first camera. And I've just always been behind the camera. And the thing with me is I get distracted when the camera's on me, so because I'm like, oh, do I look okay? You know, am I looking at the camera? So if I turn the camera around, I kind of get distracted like that. And then I don't speak as clearly. So that's why I prefer being behind. That's the only reason. Because I'm so used to being just behind the camera and filming things. I haven't gone this way in a while. This is not part of the Haunted Hayride. This is just a random trail that people used to ride four-wheelers and stuff behind back here. There's another no trespassing sign, but that's okay because I know the people that own this. See, this trail used to come up, and you can see it used to go like through there, and then there's a trail that goes all the way down the railroad tracks, all the way down. And there's a little bit of a trail through here too. So I haven't been in this part since probably last year. I figured I'd go here today. There's the freeway up there. It gets pretty loud back here. So we're not even close to peak foliage yet. Everything's still mostly green. Give it another couple of weeks. We have so many leaves to take care of in our yard. Those huge trees. It's a huge job to take care of those. So I was debating on whether to get a leaf sucker vac thing or a backpack leaf blower and just blow the leaves somewhere. I'm not sure where I'm going to blow them. Yep. That is the Northway. That leads down to Albany. There's some graffiti over there on that bridge. I'm walking and I'm shaking the camera a lot, but my phone has like an auto stabilization, so you barely even notice it. There's an ancient beer can right there. I noticed this before. That's a really old beer can right there. Milwaukee, I think. That's got to be from like the 80s or 70s. I mean, look at the pull tab. I've never seen one like that. That's before my time. So years and years and years and years ago, before that park even was there, somebody was out here drinking beer. That's pretty crazy. It's amazing what you can find out in the woods. I don't know why they would be out here drinking beer in the 70s, but because there's like nothing out here except the bridge. Maybe it was teenagers or something hanging out under this bridge, because you can kind of see it's a flat wall now, but years ago it used to be like a slope, and you could like crawl right up under there, but you can't do that anymore since they rebuilt the bridge. We used to do that back in the 90s, early 90s. They changed that sometime in the early 2000s. So this trail, I'll show you where it leads. Looks like people still ride through here and walk through here. It could be deer. There's like a piece of a culvert there or something. I used to ride my snowmobile back here when I had one. Yeah, that's the other thing. When I don't have a snowmobile, we get a huge winter. So I haven't had a snowmobile for a couple years now, so we're due for a huge winter. And I am prepared. I have the snowblower, which is only 2 years old. Maybe 3, I think. Very low hours on it though. So that's all set. I hope I don't get any ticks out here. We live in tick capital of the world right here. Yeah, there's definitely still a trail here. And we're almost out to the end of it. And here we are. This comes out to right here. You can see the baseball field. Like right over there is actually way over there. That is the baseball dugout that I was in during that lightning storm. But you can see there's more of them. And there's nobody in the park for once. Usually when I come out here, there's tons of stuff happening. Usually it's like after school activities. Anyway, let's go down here. We'll just take this trail back. So I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. I don't think there's anything else. So I'm just gonna walk back, and I guess we'll end it here unless I think of something else. So thanks for watching, everybody.